Well, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Grantham CPT has returned at last after our dreadful 747 flight last week. We're back in the good old-fashioned, excellent Zebo mod 7800. We are, in fact, in the 4K textured aircraft today, and it's looking absolutely stunning out here at Schiphol Airport's ramp. Parked here right at the jetway, as you can see, we're there. There's a lot of aircraft in the vicinity, there's a lot of people on the VATSIM network at the moment. As you can see, we've got overlapping aircraft here, and so yeah, there's a lot of people online. Anyway, this KLM here, if this plane hadn't blocked it, you can see this is sort of like how the default aircraft looks on X-Plane and how even the normal Zebo mod, but then you go to the 4K one, and it just looks so much better. We're in Partridge today, Partridge in a pear tree, KLM 09, so we're going to go ahead and hop inside this magnificent plane. Been a while since I've hopped in the 737, so for some reason it's looking like extra long today. Don't know if that's just the way the plane's always looks, but let's get inside and let's get started. So we're destined to go from Echo Hotel Alpha Mike, which is Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam. The base for KLM Airlines, we're going to fly 1 hour 40 roughly to Innsbruck. Ground power is available, we're going to do that. Let's get the batteries and things on, emergency lights. We'll crank. I won't crank the APU on yet, I'll save it. Let's keep those on steady. Let's get just general checks done at the moment. So emergency test lights. The way a little bit for the store warning. Recall on the left. Call on the right. Okay, so we're already tuned in by the sound of it.
Schiphol traffic KLM 587 last transmission, continuing climb flight level 360 for cruise for
that's handy, isn't it?
5 echo departure, Schiphol traffic.
Fantastic. So we're on. I think we're on Honeycomb as well. Let's go ahead and just try and turn this down somehow. I don't know how to turn it down on here for some reason. It's yeah. Anyway, we're on to Honeycomb already, and it's working. Emergency test lights. We're not doing the APU, so we do the fire test. All working, looking fantastic as well. And of course, fire bottles are on. Let's go ahead and get the IRSs. And we'll keep an eye on the timer there, so about 9 minutes. Yeah, just look how amazing this aircraft looks. It's super. So yeah, if anyone did watch that 747 flight to Hong Kong, unfortunately we didn't make it. I do want to apologise just once again. My awful mistakes. We ended up failing and not making it. So yeah, could have been better. We go ahead and crank the lights up. It's a little bit wet outside. It is a wet day, but it looks fantastic with the reflections. It's just the concern obviously taking off. So we're going to crank the lights up pretty high. As you can see, it's illuminating everything nicely. And we're not in any rush. We've got a nice relaxed stream. Right, so I have to remember what the process in this is because I've not flown the aircraft for a while. So we will get the APU started because we're going to put a lot of fuel in. And cruise level today is 370. The departure is obviously going to be a star departure. Runway 18 left. I'll have to wait and see what the control gives us. Usually that sim is different to Simbury for some reason. Anyway, it's given us a Ren 2 Echo departure, which is the only thing on there actually for the departure. And then it says Edupo. Let's go ahead and bring it up. Let's bring it up here so you can see it. We'll load the flight plan in, so index. There we go. And what we do is we copy that into our route. Company route section. There we go, so it's come up. Flight number 09. Save. Cancel, actually, we've already saved it. Activate. So yeah, it has come up with the departure and it's come up with the arrival as well, I hope. We're looking for the Batub Madeb 1 Bravo arrival until LOWI 08, so we've got the best runway to arrive. It's probably the best airport to fly into, actually, Innsbruck. On a day like this as well, when it's slightly wet, I mean, it's still good visibility, but... Oh, how odd. There's a plane just casually reversing there. Anyway, yeah, so great day to do it. Wait for the IRS to align. In the meantime, let's get our IRSs sorted. So, fuel wise, 26555. We're going to put more in today after last stream's incident, although the 737 is pretty good at burning the correct amount of fuel. Okay, I'm doing it wrong, everybody, so it's been a while since I've done this. That's why I've not used the tablet. I completely forgot we had a tablet on the aircraft, so we're going to go back into airside services. There we go, we got the proper one now. 164 people. It's not too bad for Innsbruck. And of course we have to customize somehow, if I can remember. You really got to bear with me. It has been a while since I've done this. Okay, we're gonna have 180 packs capacity with 164 people. Yeah, absolutely fine there. Cargo 4091. This is in kgs, by the way. And fuel 6555. It may take some off. We're going to activate, so you can hear the cleaners on board. The jetway's attaching nicely. I'm going to call the fuel truck. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Make sure the gear handle is down.
Schiphol, traffic Transavia 34 taxi, 1 at left, Echo 5.
Plane's looking absolutely beautiful when it's lit up. The 4K one is just so much better. Let's get the HC tuned in. We're going to give them a call. Welcome in as well. Hope you are having a fantastic weekend, week. There is no ATC. Right, so this is interesting. We're departing runway 18 left, which is just here on our right. We've got people arriving on 18 centre. So I'm wondering if we are using 18 left or not. I don't think they'll mind if that's the departure Simbury's given me, but we'll have to see if there's any pilots complaining when we do it. Anyway, let's get some of the stuff started. We could do with some fuel pumps on. Let's just stick one on for the APU there. Let's get the window heats. Test the pitos. Yeah, so cleaners will do that, and then when we put these belt signs on, the passengers will come on board as well. Fantastic, it's all working out as planned. Absolutely incredible.
Schiphol traffic,
KLM 82 Zulu, we establish island runway 18 right. Shaka.
KLM 42 Yankee, we are vacating runway 18 center.
Yeah, so we've already got the fuel on board. Let's get some more stuff done while we wait, shall we? Let's try and figure out some APU bleed on. APU generators on. And that's about it. Not much to do there. 2 minutes to go on there. Let's just double check the departures. 18 left. Yeah, all programmed in, and arrivals. Runway 8. Yeah, all in there. Right, performance and cruise factors. So, ground weight. Reserves, I don't know how many we've got on reserves, I didn't bother checking. We've only got 10 on the cost index, so it's been a while since I've entered a cost index. But usually they're considerably higher than that. We are allowed up to 40,000, we're going up to 37,000 today. Cruise wind, well, I'm not 100% sure about the cruise wind. 21 degrees outside, relatively hot.
Schiphol traffic Transavia 34, X-ray taking off, 18 left, remedy 3 echo departure.
Okay, IRS position, let's just go back to initialization when we've got it, and then we won't forget. There we go. That's a route, takeoff. I know V speeds aren't available yet. We've not done it, or maybe we need a stronger amount on the thrust setting. Let's come up with a trim anyway, so we'll do that. 5%. So pretty spot on there in the center. So the reason it's not come up here, the red 24 km one, I'm not too sure if that's because we changed it from maximum and we put the temperatures in and things like that. So go back to index. Thrust performance should be here somewhere. Performance. N1 limit. If we just select max, so the outside air temperature was never entered. That's something we'll get rid of.
Established ILS runway 18 right.
So it should work now. There we go. So sometimes entering that temperature can actually mess it up. Right. Still 5% trim. We got 132 there for V2. Let's go and enter that in. Let me use my knobs this time. So 132. That's pretty much it. We're ready to go now. We just need to get, if we have it, an ATC clearance, but of course we don't. Let's get all the fuel pumps on. Packs boarding. Start that. They should be loading up. Passengers always take the longest. We'll be slightly ahead of time on this one. There we go, packs boarding. At this point we should really have the cockpit door shut. Pressurization 37,000. Let's get the Q&H. All the essentials. Don't want to miss anything. 001. Some reason in inches. Very low pressure today. Ah, they're synced as well. That's good. That's very handy. We need to do something down here, so we need to change it on there as well. So 1001. We need to set the minimums. radios Barrow, so
guys, the Leo's on board.
okay. Sorry about the slowness, everybody. I'm really trying to remember what's what on this. I'm just thinking about the citations a bit easier to do. Let's just leave it. Let's just leave it. Let's get our beacon on in advance. Ground power off. With regards to the channel, I did want to mention this during the stream, but I've been trying new games out, as you can tell, not aviation related, not plane related. I still want to focus on planes for the channel and the main sort of part of it, but I also want to bring these other games into it as well.
Zulu, have a getting runway 18 right.
So yeah, it'd be good if we could, if people would, you know, if I could build an audience for those other games is what I'm saying. And then that way we can do aviation and the other things. I mean, at the moment I'm only trying out the Marvel Rivals and the Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad is a playthrough, the Marvel Rivals is an online game. Both are extremely fun, both are extremely fun to play. They're very fast paced. That Marvel Rivals I've been playing is extremely addictive and fast paced. I spent 3.5 hours yesterday trying to reach ranked. It's completely different to this stuff, but yeah, I think it's going to be good to add that sort of thing to the channel. And at least then there's an alternate audience at the same time as the aviation stuff. Because let's face it, this is great and I love it. And not to mention the recording software has no issues capturing this game, whereas Steam games is a different matter. It doesn't seem to want to do game capture. Yeah, so this game looks a lot better than on stream, that's for sure. And it's just a lot. I like personally, this is the sort of thing I love. You know, this is more my kind of thing. Let's just see how it goes. If it's not picking up in a couple of months, I'll probably just stop with that stuff and stick with this. But I'm sure it will grow in time. Okay, we tune that now. The Unicom's been a bit quiet, so a bit loud, so I turned it off. Initial altitude, let's check. We should really check the charts. I always do that.
KLM 232 taxiing to
Okay,
1 left via Alpha 12 Bravo cross runway 27 at November 2.
Okay, just double check the weather. We know what it's like. Departures runway 18 left. So we're going south. But the flight plan's given us a southwest departure, southeast departure. Okay, so it'll be an easterly departure. No, that doesn't want to work. Uh-oh, we might not have any charts. That's not the end of the world. We do need the airport one though, ground movement charts. Okay, we got no charts. The chart fox has decided to break on us. How odd. How odd indeed. So providers, chart fox, I'm linked into the account. Okay, we can't use that at the moment, it's not working. Oh well. Set the internal temp, so we put the trim air on. I haven't got any quick keys in this one, so it's all manual at the moment. We'll keep it as it is on auto. It's pretty cold outside at the moment. Although 21's humid. 50%, come on passengers, let's try and speed this up a little bit. Come on ATC as well, we need ATC on board.
left, runway 18 right.
Okay, so I think someone else is going off 18 right. So it seems like landing 18 right, possibly 18 centre. I haven't seen anybody depart 18 left. There's a plane here, he may be going to it. I'd like to think that other people are doing that one as well because it's on the sim brief. Our plane looks absolutely huge on the map, by the way. Someone else is pushing back behind us. Let's just wait and see what happens. Yeah, nice. If even open the put the stairs at the back, but not open the bloody door. Right, we'll open that door, make sure it works. Another KLM there departing, just getting pushed back.
Schiphol traffic KLM 1001 taking off runway 24.
I have no idea what he said. It sounded like he said taking off runway 24. Nobody departing at the moment, unless he means this one down here. So yeah, everything's just a free-for-all at the moment. Landing on the right runway, just departing on whatever runway we feel like. I'm going for 18 left, regardless of yeah, regardless.
Civil traffic on fast lane, fully 718 right.
Let's try and disengage the reversers somehow. Okay, so let's go back to controls. You better see my joystick using the Bravo throttle quadrant, of course. So hold reversers at max. That should be to engage reversers. So engage reverser number 1. A lot of learning on this thing, honestly.
Simple traffic, KLM 232, crossing runway 27 at November 2.
Fantastic. Right, seems to not be disengaging the reversers. Hopefully we've done it. No. Might need to toggle them instead. So it says toggle reverse thrusters. Right, let's keep it like that. They're disengaged. I just want to make sure it's all programmed correctly before we go. Okay, he's departing that one. Then we've got someone over here who's clearly going to depart 18 left. Let's plan the route here. So it'll probably be Alpha 9 Charlie. Alpha. If that'd be Alpha 9 Charlie to Bravo, and then a taxi to there via Bravo.
KLM 232, landing up runway 18 left.
Fantastic. To be fair, he probably used the proper departure route.
Simple traffic, Kilo 58 on final, runway 18 right.
Light slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. In up. Sink rate. Sink rate. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flat.
Can we let that run its
Too
course?
low. Terrain. Light slow. Bank angle. Bank angle. Approaching minimums. Minimum. 2,500. 1,000.
Okay, I love that. It pre-plans the pushback for you now, I've noticed. You don't even have to do it, it'll just pre-program it. So we're going to push back to where he is, but we'll wait for him to go, of course.
Call me through the menu when you are ready.
30.
You got to wait for all the people to get on board first. 95%, which we're almost there.
Wind shear.
So we've turned the hydraulics on the controls.
Too low. Terrain.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Slightly off on the jetway in the door there.
Obstacle.
Simple traffic, Kilo 58, vacated 20
Some
right.
doors are still open or the GPU or the ASU are still connected.
KLM 232 taking
I'm
off
waiting
runway
for all of them
18
closed
left.
and disconnected, then I will proceed.
Okay, thank you. Strange voice that changes.
We are taxiing to runway 18 left. Schiphol traffic.
This plane behind is blocking our path. He's taking an awful long time there.
Traffic, lift the cargo.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Set parking brake.
18 right.
Seems like we're either 18 right depart, 18 left. It would make sense. I don't know why someone's taking on 24. Anyway, jetway's gone. Okay, 100% everybody. We're well and truly clear. Finally. Thank you for bearing with me. Schiphol traffic, KLM 09 is being pushed back onto taxiway Alpha 9 Charlie. I love it when there's tons of KLM at this airport. It's just so much more immersive. Every single one is KLM. You got 3 numbers, 4 numbers at the end. I'm 2 numbers.
Airborne 18 left, climbing flight level 100.
Okay, brilliant. That's why we need the charts. We can check our initial altitude. Just have to check it on here where the departure is. Doesn't seem like there is one, to be honest. Oh, there is Rendy 240. Yeah, so we're pretty much just climbing straight up. Let's do that. For some reason it's set at 50,000 feet already. How odd. A lot of problems in this aircraft and in this game which won't get fixed. Right, he's moved out the way. He made no taxi call at all. And course is set to 072. That's probably just the course for the autopilot to follow after departure. So we're going to get pushed back after we close the doors. Doors are closed. Parking brake is released.
Morning, folks, on the flight deck. Get your captain in for the ride. It looks like it should be pretty good. So we're planning on a smooth ride. Get there as soon as we can. As safe as we can. We'll talk to you once we get airborne. Long over.
Left on the cargo 8224 clear, runway 18 right. Amsterdam traffic, Delta 215 turning onto final, runway 18 right.
Schiphol traffic, Nordic 156, turning final 18 center. We've got 10 miles still over Schiphol.
Brilliant. It's absolutely chock-a-block. Look at that. We got 3 aircraft there turning onto final for runway 18 right. That's going to be extremely close. They're probably going to get a TCAS alert. They should have got one by now.
Schiphol traffic, KLM 1855, we are lining up runway 18 left. Schiphol traffic.
Oh, I see. He's going. I see. I thought they were both converging. These two here seem to be converging on 18 right. Are they going to crash? Are they in the same... Whoa. Oh my. Anyway, this approach here is very, very odd. Yeah. We're going to taxi to 18 left. I don't know where that guy's going. He's, he can't be taken off from that, position. Oh, he is. He is. I suppose it's one of the funny things about VATSIM. You got people like that. He didn't make any call outs. Could be a she, but you know, no call outs and just take it off halfway down the runway. Yeah, get these people out of it. Get these people out of it.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Bypass pin and survey. Release parking brake.
We are waiting for him to pull us, push us.
And you may start engines.
Okay, brilliant. Let's finally get the engine started.
156, 61 final 18 center for KLM. You can cross if you wish. Thank you. Crossing 18 center, Colonel Houseway.
There he goes. Number 1 successfully starting up.
Talk to Amsterdam traffic, talk to 215, establishing the next letter. 18 right.
Fuel as well would help. Oh, it's good to be back in the plane that actually works. The 747 is great, but a lot of the things don't work, especially in the flight plan tracker. Look at that, incredible. Still the best, most realistic flight simulator available, X-Plane 12. Absolutely worth the money.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake is set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Let's get the flap set.
So we're going to go to 56, we're short final, 18 center.
Once outside, pull down on the red tab to inflate the vent, or blow into the red tube on the side of the vent. There is also a light that will illuminate upon contact with water. Never inflate the vent inside the aircraft.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you very much. We will have a safe flight. We're going to get going now. We haven't got charts because the chart box is broke, so let's give them a call out. KLM 09, taxi to runway 18 left via Bravo. That's the best we can do. We don't know what runway that is, sorry, what taxiway that is, so we'll just, yeah, let's get going. Make sure everything is on. Let's stick the packs on. Cabin is ready. Fantastic. See, if you rush the process, you end up missing things like this because you would have done it so fast that it won't have time to prepare the cabin for departure, if that makes sense. If you bleed air off, just keep an eye on the systems. We're going to put the ignition onto continuous. Taxi lights on. The reason why I'm not looking at taxiing while I do it is because the co-pilot would usually do them kind of things. Or he would sort out some of the lights, the APU, etc. And the thrust response on the Bravo Throttle Quadrant is absolutely amazing. It's extremely responsive. Aircraft moves like an absolute beast. We may be taxiing down a one-way here, but it's absolutely fine.
So what have we ignoring 126, 18 certificated.
So we sort of snake round Bravo and then come across to Echo 6. Just be aware of our ground speed. We shouldn't really be above 15 knots when it's wet.
Schiphol traffic, turn safe via 87 X-ray, push and start from Delta 56.
4 right vacated.
That runway's not in use.
Correction 18 right, Delta 205.
Usually I would give them a call out, but there's nobody there's nobody landing there. I'm gonna stick my strobes on nice and early.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Okay, the chat list came up automatically, that's pretty good. We're gonna stick our TCAS on. Okay, landing lights on, ignition continuous. Weather radar is coming on. Seatbelt signs on, TCAS on the transponder, flaps are set. Flight controls free and correct at the moment. Fantastic. Let's hope the rudder's working on takeoff again. I'll keep the yoke there because it's not very much visible when you're in this kind of cockpit. Schiphol traffic, KLM 09, departing runway 0 at 18 left to the east. So we're sort of going to go from the runway this way, and then I'm going to take a southerly turn, obviously down south to Austria. As you can see, there's the left-hand turn immediately after takeoff. %, N1. Felt like the aircraft was sinking in the ground then, that was odd. And takeoff. Whoa. What on earth is happening with the aircraft? Shit. We're on a aborted takeoff, everybody. Schiphol traffic, KLM 09 aborted takeoff, runway 18 left. What on earth was happening then with the aircraft? It's veering off to the right hand side. We're gonna have to depart. We're gonna have to get off the runway and restart the takeoff. So I clicked the go around takeoff button, and all of a sudden the aircraft was like veering off to the side, and the throttle had absolutely no control over the aircraft whatsoever. Mine didn't anyway. It seems to be when you use the toga button with the Honeycomb. It's I've never noticed that before until now. We're going to leave the auto throttle armed. No, we're not. We're going to leave it.
Schiphol traffic, turn safe.
We're going to leave it.
Golden point Echo 5, runway 180 left via.
Leave it disarmed because it seems to be messing it up. That's so bizarre. So, apologies about that, everybody. A bit of a balls up there on the takeoff. Typical Boeing action, I think. It's happened many times before, so we'll just taxi back again. It's not very long. Let's get the landing lights off. We had flaps set to 5. We had nothing else to turn on basically until that thrust messed it up a little bit. So if we do it manually, it seems to be fine, but if we press the takeoff button, it's well, even the auto throttle, it seems to be messing it up.
Schiphol traffic, cargo 8224, crossing runway 24 at 02.
Right, one more try, everybody. One more try on this. Brakes became very ineffective as well. Might have to change that to hold brakes at maximum rather than regular. As soon as we click auto throttle back on, it's going to do full thrust.
Schiphol traffic with the target 8224, clear runway 24.
Might be the runway that's a little bit off. So sometimes at some of the airports and I explain the runways can make the aircraft appear as if it's sinking. I was worried we had a collapsed undercarriage or something. There was very little input on the rudder from my side. Yeah, seems to be messing up a little bit. Schiphol traffic, KLM 09 going for the second departure runway 18 left to the east. Thank you to that pilot there, wishing me good luck. Honestly, I'm not an expert at rejective takeoffs. That was the poorest attempt I've ever done. So, fingers crossed this time. It even came up with no takeoff, so because it said takeoff configuration, the trim is 5% where it needs to be. If I select it back on, it's going to full power it. Well, maybe we should just do it manually. And
Schiphol traffic, turn safe via 87 X-ray after departing KLM, lining up runway 18 left.
yeah, let's do it manually, and then we'll turn auto throttle in the air, and that way it will. So yeah, still veering off to the right a little bit. Okay, so the alarm's coming back on for some reason.
knots. V1.
Oh my god. The aircraft is struggling to get in the air then. I don't know if the trim wheel is set in the correct position. We've had to go full 104 on the anyway, positive rate gear up on the thrust. Let's select auto throttle. We'll see what happens. The aircraft is all over the place. Even came up with the warning again. Yeah, insane. Like, the aircraft is all over in terms of its handling. I don't know if it's because I've unplugged and replugged in my controls on my Honeycomb or not, or if the trim was in the wrong position. Not good though, not good at all. I didn't realise the response was going to be so poor in this aircraft. Yeah, we're banking very, very oddly. Anyway, that's standard pressure.
Schiphol traffic, Transavia 87 X-ray, taking off runway 18 left, then 3 Echo departure.
Your damper's on. Flaps are to 1. Schiphol traffic KLM 09, climbing flight level 370. How odd. Good thing we aborted the first takeoff. We probably would have, to be fair, we should have aborted the flight because the plane is not functioning, but you know me, I like to continue it. There it is, everybody, the flight plan to Innsbruck. If they take off, if the land is anything like the takeoff, we've got an adventure in store for us, haven't we? Right, what else can we do now? We can turn the landing lights, turn out lights, taxi lights off. Seatbelt signs, just wait till we're above 10,000. Beautiful place, nice and clear, nice and cloudy. Just passing flight level 100. Okay, seatbelt signs are off. Flap should have been up. Sorry about this, everybody. I don't usually do this. It might be that my other controllers interacting with the yaw. So let me just do that. Not use this other controller, by the way. I've not used it on the game. It's just plugged into the computer, so it might be picking up on it. Let's see if that's any better. Not really. Suppose it is 46. Maybe it's just a strong wind we couldn't handle. I mean, it's only 12,000 feet with 50 knot winds. That's pretty incredible. Surface wind is 22 knots, but still, it doesn't really explain being pushed over that much. They know the aircraft is capable of handling them sort of winds. I'll sit back and enjoy, everybody. I'm going to get myself a nice cup of tea. I hope you can enjoy the flight with me. Just going to check the arrival, everybody, and see if it's working. So we want LOWI, Lima Oscar Whiskey, India. Looks like QNH is pretty good. It's just above standard pressure there. Arrivals, star procedures there, 11-1. We are on runway 08, by the way. There's no runway. We're not on runway 11 or 1, for example. So there it is. There's the famous Tulsi, Nanit, or the standard ones. Salzburg DME up there as well. Very good reference. I think Salzburg is our alternate airport. If you've ever been there, it's surrounded by mountains, same as Innsbruck. So we need a relatively easy to understand approach, but not easy to execute it. So as you can see, no matter where we're going to be coming in, it's going to be, it's going to be quite a pain to do it. So let's go back. Let's find the actual approach on the runway. What do we want? We'll put it's visual, I think, by the look of it. I don't think there is an ILS at this airport, if I remember correctly. It's saying there's an RMP and a DME, but we'll have to do visual approach. It's not a problem. Bank angle 10 degrees. Let's just change that. Okay, bank angle limiter on. We're only crossing 300 at the moment. We've still got a lot of time. The checklist keeps popping up. So here's the approach. We're going to be coming from the east, from the west, northwest. So this direction, we'll be flying through the mountains. If you've watched this channel before, you'll probably recall we did a night landing in Innsbruck, and I have to say it was a pretty good landing. There was other traffic in the area at the same time. It was brilliant. Can't remember who we flew there as, but coming through this valley at night is a little bit nerving. I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit of a challenge. So you come down here, and then obviously you go towards the runway there, LOWI 08. We have a localizer available, which is good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tune that now into frequencies. So ILS is down here, so we want 111.10. I think that's programmed in, I can't quite see it. There, we've programmed it into the ILS. And if we need to go around, it'll probably be to considerable altitude. Okay, half the flight plan is vanished. That may be because we're getting to the obviously when you get to the airport you do the visual approach, don't you? So it's all visual at that point. It should still give us a reference on the map, a pink line perhaps, or not. So there's Elmham, that's the one we're going to fly to, and it's saying we should be at 13,000 feet. So we'll be coming down as Innsbruck, so it'll be through here to Elmham, and then, yeah, literally no other thing we can do there other than fly it manually. Pretty cool though, it's a really cool approach. Airport itself is tiny, hardly any space, but we'll make it. So we'll come down, we'll obviously taxi Bravo. We might have to turn around and taxi Bravo. We'll be going there with full max braking on, full auto brake. I mean, just look how beautiful it is. Absolutely incredible. Don't get many flying days like this at all. Not enough anyway. Okay, just over Germany at the moment. It does say there's a German central line. Echo Golf, Echo Delta Golf Golf. So if you're aware of it, there's a VATSIM radar, everybody, so you can go online and check my flights alongside everybody else's. It's called https /vatsim-radar.com. So at the moment, yeah, we were just over airspace. Well, we are over airspace. So we probably need to contact centre. Langdon radar 120805. And Innsbruck's not got any ATC, so let's go ahead and contact them. Only approach, unfortunately. I thought it was centre. Langdon radar 125.200. Brilliant. That's all we need to know. One 125.200. Can't quite see if that's programmed in. Let's give them a quick call.
Langdon radar Airmark 3001 with you, flight level 360.
There we go. Almost.
X-ray November 3001 Langen, hello, identify, proceed directly to Zoom.
Directly to Airmark 3001.
Langdon radar, good day. This is KLM 09 with you, climbing flight level 370.
KLM 09, Boeing airspace, monitor Honeycomb for now.
Monitor Honeycomb for now, thank you. That's interesting. So that's probably why he didn't message me, because we're pretty much out of his airspace. Although we are in his airspace, it's it covers from obviously Germany down to Austria and then up to the Netherlands. Maybe he's not handling traffic at a certain altitude just to keep it like easy for himself. It says he's okay. I see. So we've not really got radar, everybody. He's doing a different mission today. He's not on ATC mission, whatever he wants to do. He did give the other guy a call back, but we're not going to complain about it. Anyway, 370, let's hope the autopilot doesn't disconnect again. Already burned over 1,000 kg of fuel there. If you do have any questions, by the way, either about the plane or about the flight, about the next flight, then please let me know. I am planning to fly in 737 a lot more. I just hope the controls get figured out before the next one. Or at least get to a level where we can control them semi-decently. Okay, great. I actually forgot about this feature. So this inbuilt tablet has Avitab in it. Okay, let's see if charts. Okay, that'll be the charts. Airport. Yes, so it does work. Brilliant. So now we can just pop our heads over here if we need it. That's Koblenz. Great place to go for a spa retreat. We are over Germany, of course, and then South Austria. Luxembourg over there. I think when we depart next time, we'll go from. I was thinking around the same area, maybe around here, maybe somewhere in Germany. We haven't been to Prague for a while. I don't think I've been to Prague for a couple of months at least. It would be nice to go up here as well. So there's a few places. I mean, again, I've still got to get up to Stockholm and Sweden and Denmark. Copenhagen. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. We will be doing a flight at some point way up here to the north. So somebody did recommend we fly to Svalbard. We'll have to probably depart from. We'll be going from Europe and then we'll depart north for it. So maybe we can go from somewhere here. We could set Croatia to Svalbard for next time. Oh, nice one, Travel Buff. I'm glad you found it. It's such a useful tool as well to see what ATC's online. So at the moment I've only got 178 hours on VATSIM. It's not much. I'm trying to get the hours up to at least 500. I think when you get to 500 people start to take you a bit semi-seriously. And then there are people on it with like 1,000 hours, you know, which is absolutely insane. Oh, there's one person I'm looking at, for example, he has an actual airline transport pilot license apparently, and he has 2,393 hours. So he's practically flying VATSIM as a full-time job alongside his normal flying, it seems, which is pretty cool. I say he's got a license. I don't know if that's a virtual license or a proper license. I'm not sure what the rules are for uploading documents. goes. That was super close. He was only about 1,000 feet above us. Or 10, I don't think he's 10,000 feet above us. He's definitely 1,000, and now he's absolutely insane. We almost, thank God we was 1,000 feet separated vertically, otherwise there definitely would have been a TCAS call out on that. 100%. So in advance I'm going to set the course to 08. Should really start preparing now because we're descending pretty much 5 minutes at the most, or 10 minutes. Yeah, there's the top of descent at Madeb. Or Batub. Is it? Batub and then Madeb? Yeah, Batub. So Batub is where we descend. Straight down to flight level 130. Let's prepare in advance. Struggling to maintain our altitude. Our pitch is pitching up as if don't have enough power. So maybe there's a bit of an engine thing going on, but the engines so far throughout the flight haven't shown any issues other than the auto throttles. So 13,000 for the approach and course 080. Yeah, as you can see, we're going to go straight in to 08 because we're taking a left on turn. Keep the heading on 152 for now. System recall, enunciation recall there. Auto brake max. The only reason I'm doing that is because the rudder control on the ground with the yoke is not functional, so just want to make sure we slow down as quickly as possible. We need to calculate our landing speeds. They will of course change depending on weight, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Approach reference 40 degrees of flats. We will be going 40 degrees at 126. Enter the data now, so the autopilot, the auto throttle has it in the system. 126 is quite slow. I'm going to add a little bit more on there, just bring it up to 121. 40 over 130. And then that way we should slow down pretty quickly. Alternate destination was low. So not Innsbruck of course, but its cousin Austria's Salzburg airport. There it is, we've finally got contact in the AC now. Let's see what he wants. See what we can give him. Langdon radar, KLM 09, review flight level 370.
KLM 09 Langen, hello, identified.
Great. So we're in his vicinity at last. Cool little fact that Langdon is
level 350.
Send flight level 350 KLM 09. Awesome, so he's giving us our descent as well. This is good. We need to now change that bar up to 350. Level change.
Lufthansa 5, Tango Tango confirm. Yeah, we are just checking.
Oh, the front is disconnected.
Space, monitor Honeycomb LOWI. Okay, bye-bye.
Might be because we got too much power on our manual, like thrusters in our hands, the Honeycomb. How far are we from our actual descent? Yeah, not far at all, everybody. So ETA probably 10-20 minutes. More on this 20 minutes end.
Honeycomb Lufthansa 9 Hotel Whiskey is now on voice, squawk 1000.
Thank you. Lufthansa 495, monitor Unicorn, bye-bye.
I wonder how I can change the conflict between the Honeycomb's throttles and the auto throttle. One would assume you could keep it in the same position and the auto throttle would do its job, but I'm having to change it manually as well.
Lufthansa 429, hello, identified. Descend now, fly level 250, level by Innsbruck.
I see, I can see it's giving us a sort of target on there where we need to put it.
Lufthansa 3 Oscar Victor, contact arrival 1125.05, ciao.
1125.05, ciao ciao. Langley Radio, good afternoon, speedbird 869, flight level 360.
Speedbird 869, line hello, identified. Proceed direct at Coop.
Direct at Cove, speedbird 869.
Langen Radar, good afternoon, Lufthansa 9 on Mike Charlie, passing flight level 804130.
Lufthansa 9 Mike Charlie, Langen, good identified, climb flight level 330.
Climb flight level 330, Lufthansa 9 on Mike Charlie.
Lufthansa 429 descend at 2,500 feet per minute or greater.
Lufthansa 429 descending with 2,500 or greater.
level of detail is insane. Yes, this is probably the best aircraft, most detailed aircraft. I mean, the detail on the outside, that dirt, grime, etc. really brings it to life. Let's have a quick look in the cabin. Actually, we haven't done that. We haven't done this for a while. So, cabin, standard cabin. There's the cockpit. Toilets right next to the cockpit. I always found it strange with the plane layouts why they would put the toilet right next to the cockpit door. That would seem like a concern. Like maybe put, I mean, obviously the door's there, but maybe put the toilet somewhere here. I don't know. It seems to all be crammed into the front. Nice faces on board. Welcome everybody. Welcome on KLM 09. Let's hope we don't have the same fate as that 747 the other week.
Lufthansa 429 normal rate 250 level Dinkelsbühl.
Yeah, excellent. And then we got two big black screens. Don't know what that is. Some cool information there we can look at. Probably boarding and cabin and calls. There's the famous keypad. I don't know what the code is. The company never told me what the code was. So yeah. Anyway, I'm back in the cockpit. Let's hope at some point X-Plane makes the interior cabin of the default aircraft slightly better. It would be good to have passengers on board on the default planes. I know there's pilots, but passengers would certainly elevate it. So my call out to your Lemnar research is get developing the people. They're very, very easy to make. You can even buy pre-made models and just stick them in the cabin. They've done it on this one on the Zebo mod. So you can do it on the default aircraft and you can do it a lot better. You know, it's really not that difficult to put them in there. Right, there's our official top of descent. So Battle is coming up. 35 nautical miles. Now the arrival we got programmed is, or we got given on SimBrief, is called the Madeb 1 Bravo.
Lufthansa 429 going to Unicom, schönen Abend, tschüss. Ciao. Lufthansa 9 Mike Charlie, monitor Unicom, ciao. Monitor Unicom, Lufthansa 9 Mike Charlie, ciao.
Almost out of his airspace.
KLM 09, monitor Unicom, bye bye.
There we go. Monitor Unicom, KLM 09, goodbye. There we go, Unicom again everybody, so we're back on it. Kind of keeping an eye on the map, because I want to keep an eye out for the airport. I want to see if oh, there we go, it's opened up a little bit. See if we got any other people arriving. Now we're cleared off the Unicom, we're clear to descend to flight level 130. When we get to the top of descent, that is. Let's pre-program again. He probably just gave us 350 to avoid traffic. Avoid a traffic collision. So 130, heading set. Let's set it now, 080. Same as the course. Usually the charts will give you the heading, like the specific heading you need. So we go back into airports and approach. Well, in that case, it doesn't. It's given a 084, so 084 is a specific heading. As I've mentioned in previous streams, it's never going to be accurate because of the compass drift, and there's like the whole pole shift thing that happens every year, and it's you know, gradually changing position, so all these numbers are eventually becoming more and more irrelevant. A lot of them being repainted actually to take into account the new actual headings and things. yeah, never be 100% accurate. Even the built-in compass is never going to be 100% accurate to our, you know, heading on here, which is I've always found interesting. And there is actually a light up here somewhere for it, but it seems to be built into one of these switches. Speed brake is armed. Set it nice and smoothly now. Rank goes back to 25 degrees. Let's just follow the checklist. It keeps popping up. It obviously wants us to follow it. Keep the anti-ice on. Left and right. Landing lights below 10,000 feet. We'll keep that on the side for now. We'll just follow it when we get a bit lower down. Looks like it's going to be a nice approach show. Nice and smooth. No issues. We hope. If you're enjoying this, like I say, please feel free to suggest a route, suggest an aircraft that is on X-Plane 12, of course. If you want to see the 737 in the future, I still want to do this Svalbard flight. If you want to see somewhere else that's not in Europe, that's absolutely fine. I have the entire world scenery downloaded, and it's not that big a difference in size actually on the computer, so we could fly somewhere like San Francisco to Las Vegas. Or somewhere like California, Los Angeles down to Miami International. That'd be a long flight, wouldn't it? Excuse me everybody, the speed brakes are not reversed again. There we go. Innsbruck traffic, this is KLM 09, descended to flight level 130 for the Modeb 1 Bravo arrival, runway 08. Okay, they've done the cabin call outs, they'll be preparing it for London. We could probably put one notch of flaps down at this point. We are pretty high up, but we're going to be on a high approach. 13,000 feet is the highest approach I've ever done. Obviously, Innsbruck's one of the highest airports to land at. Just check.
At this time, all electronic devices must be turned off and shut.
Wish you could hear it properly. So we're probably going to have to stick them on now. I'll stick the landing lights because it's high approach. We probably won't get below 10,000 feet. Minimums have been set. We need the transition altitude. The airport's pretty high up, so 4,500 feet. Travel buff says, in the States, San Francisco to Aspen, Colorado. Interesting as the approach would be in the mountains. For Europe, Hamburg to Southampton. Yeah, good suggestions. Good suggestions there, travel buff. I think San Francisco to Aspen would be a good idea, actually. No, I've wanted to fly to Colorado for a while, so we could do that on Friday. And Europe, Hamburg, yeah, so good suggestions. I'll plan those flights for the future, and we'll get doing that San Francisco to Aspen on Friday, so cheers for that. We're pretty much nearly there. We're actually really high at the moment. We haven't even got to 13,000 feet yet. And this is where we start to get manual control, because that's the end of our flight plan. Usually there's a blue line or something that will pop up when we're meant to take control manually. Although it seems to be guiding us down to the runway, so fingers crossed we can get taken to final with the autopilot. Flaps 5. All the lights on. Maybe not taxi lights.
To go.
1,000 feet. For some reason it's slowed down to 150 already. Maybe we're that close to final, we have to slow down to final approach speed. That's insane if we do. So I checked the map, there's people at the airport. I'm landing runway 08, so hopefully nobody's going to land on the other runway. I mean, it would be pretty stupid when 08's like the standard runway to land on. 26 is also used, but 08's like the main one. This is like going to be a tailwind as well. Yeah, very close now to final. So Ignition, cabin's ready, ignition back to continuous. We'll click the button and confirm. We know and acknowledge it. Bring that thrust back up. Now we should be descending realistically to get through the valley, but I don't know what the altitude it is we can go to. Let's set 8,000. Flaps have been put to 15. Like the autopilot's going well too slow at the moment. It's selecting final speed already. It cannot be, the approach cannot be this high up. 13,000. I'm just going to take control of the thrust just because it keeps disconnecting the auto throttle, so we'll do the thrust manually. Yeah, something's going wrong on this. So we confirmed our final approach speed. It seems to be wanting to slow down now, though. It's just way too early to slow down. We haven't even descended yet to 8,000 feet, which is kind of where we want to be. We want to be a bit lower than this. I can't imagine we descend from 13,000. I know we gotta be precautious, but realistically we'd be descending quite steeply. Flight level change has done absolutely nothing. Let's just get the Q&H while we're here. 1017. Flight level change is still not working. We're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to disconnect the autopilot, I think, and just fly it manually because the autopilot's gonna take us slightly off course to the runway. At least this way we can adjust our pitch and speed and don't have to worry too much about the computers messing it up. If we do need to go around, it'll probably be back to 13,000 feet.
1,000 to go.
1,000 feet. So it should be just over that hill there. I think the flight plan was going to take us through the valley and then to the final, which we can do ourselves. We don't need the autopilot for it. Okay, let's just check. So we've done the enunciation recall. Seatbelt signs are on. Landing lights, flaps are 15 at the moment. We will be landing full flaps. Yeah, through this little valley and then to final. There's standard pressure, quite a high up transition altitude at this airport as expected. So now we could probably sell it. It's setting for 140 for the final speed. We can certainly slow down to that. And just check our reference again. So it's coming up as about 125, 15 degrees of flaps. We want 140, so we're really slow, despite being what I'd consider to be quite full up on passengers. We are full up on passengers. Not as much cargo and fuel as you'd expect, but still. Yeah, anyway, we need to start descending, so we will return thrust to idle. We bring that flaps down to 25. Now this is typically what we probably call final approach. I know it's not final approach, but because the approach into Innsbruck is so unique, the final is actually quite far from the runway. And all the checklists. Let's select approach mode, just so we have a guidance. Innsbruck traffic KLM 09er is a 13 nautical mile final approach, runway 08. Okay, we are way too high up. I think we should probably have descended before. It would be great if we had ATC to help us out. Strange, I flew the approach better at night because we had a blue line for guidance, but for some reason this time it's given us a pink line straight to the runway. Flaps 25. There it is. So we'll be turning final in a second. Actual, from like a circuit point of view, actual final, but don't worry about the positioning. So 7 nautical miles. Wait till we're within 5 before we set the gear down. At the moment, the plane is sort of flying itself. It's not an autopilot, but it's very well trimmed for this descent rate. Yeah, way too high up. Let's stick the gear down early, just within 5 nautical miles, and flaps full. Just create some more drag. Very minimal thrust actually needed on this approach because we're so high. This would probably be a go around before we got to this point.
2,500.
Innsbruck traffic easy 21 Charlie Delta pushing back gate 7, Innsbruck.
Very steep approach. I'm the sort of person who would love to go around and make this a great approach, but you know me, I like to push it as well. I also like to get it done without any delays, so make of that what you will. Struggling to get that 40 degrees of flaps though. It's doesn't seem possible to do it with the Honeycomb.
1,000.
That was 1,000. Speed is just not slowing down at all on this plane. It's going super fast even with flaps and gear down.
500.
I feel like that we should just go around, like make it a little bit easier for ourselves.
400. 300.
There's 300. Don't worry about the sink rate.
200.
200. Looked good in the end though. It looked pretty good.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay, veering off a little bit because of the rudder control. We have got max braking on. It's having absolutely no
80 knots.
impact whatsoever. 80 knots. Continues the end. So yeah, the yaw control doesn't come back unless you're below 80, which I find very, very peculiar. Also, the Honeycomb does have 40 flaps available. I see, it's just about set 40 because of the speed. Anyway, speed rate tracks here. Not the worst landing, not the best. Laps subtracted. Innsbruck traffic, KLM 09 are backtracking runway 08. Beautiful place, beautiful. Look at this, look at all these mountains. See, I'm the sort of pilot who gets it done. No messing around, we push it until we get there. No matter how risky the landing might be, we still do it. Anyway, transponder's coming back to standby. Flaps are retracted, seatbelt signs are still on, everything's looking pretty good. Got to turn the anti-ice off by now. I think for the future we just have to remember not to be so high up. I think 6,000 feet would have probably been enough through that valley that we just come through here. And the auto throttle as well, I'll have to work on getting it fixed. Strobes off. There's the EasyJet. GA parking on the left. We'll park, I think, out the actual main centre, so we'll park right next to the terminal. Might as well go here, I don't think there's going to be room. Pretty much right outside. So welcome to Innsbruck, everybody. Please feel free to comment on the flight, the landing, parts you liked, parts you didn't like. You know, what's your favourite plane? Is it 737? Is it an Airbus? Is it propeller aircraft? Let me know. So ignition's coming off. I'm going to do a full shutdown. We might as well do that properly. or a semi-decent shutdown. All the flight directors are coming off. Lights, fuel pumps, fuel cut off. Don't need the APU on because we're going to be doing a full shutdown. Well, there it goes anyway. Maybe ground power just while we unload the passengers. Typically you'd wait for 60%. Of course the APU's not on, is it? Ah well, it's backfired because we didn't use the APU. That's usually something I would do as well. So we turn the IRS off, all the heats off. You can turn P2 heats off as soon as you land. All the trimmers, your dampers automatically come off. Switches. Turn the packs. Open the isolation valves. Leave the bleed out on the engines. Anti-collision lights. No terminal here, so it'll all be doors. Of course, the approach rate is bad. It's kind of standard on these flights. I think that's broke. I've mentioned it so many times. It's got to be broken. Right, ground services, doors. Let's get the doors open. There we go. Everybody's turning up now, taking them to their places. We might as well do a full shutdown with the lights. I was going to leave the navs on, we'll turn them off. We will monitor the boarding, a deboarding process. There we go, we're unloading cargo. We only use 50% of fuel, unloading packs. We have to leave the emergency lights armed. You have to leave standby power and batteries. Actually, we can turn the batteries. Might as well. We're not obliged to follow proper procedures, are we? On a simulator. Oh man, what an enjoyable flight. Anyway, good luck to EasyJet. I hope he has a much more fruitful landing than I did. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Comment, let me know. Next flight on Friday will be the San Francisco to Aspen. So thank you for the suggestion once again. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and as I said, we will bring in some more games to the channel. Marvel Rival streams will continue. I might switch them to Fridays, and we'll continue the Suicide Squad gameplay playthrough, but that with no commentary, so just be aware of that. Thank you for watching once again. Have a fantastic week. I'll see you on Friday. Take care.